Kamilla, a lot of incredible talent on the court today, a lot of young talent that really kind of is indicative of where the future of this league is headed in terms of whose hands it's in. You, Aaliyah, Angel, Caitlin. There was a lot of competitive fun out there. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on these two teams really being at the center of what's kind of blossoming in the WNBA right now.
I think it's two great teams with a whole bunch of great players. Everybody is really good on their own way. And I'm just happy for everything we are able to do to the league. The amount of people that we was able to bring it out today, it's just amazing.
Kamilla, what was said after the third quarter that gave you guys that energy and that spark to go on that run in the fourth quarter and pull away with the win?
We wanted to win the game. That was it. Nothing else needs to be said. We wanted to win the game, so we went out there. We knew we had to play hard. We knew we had to move the ball and play together, and that's what we did.
You said about the fans. What's your impression of the electricity and the energy that the fans brought today?
It was amazing. They were super loud. They was there for the whole entire game, and it's just great, when you're out there and you hear them, you just feed off the energy.
Kamilla, what were you guys doing so well defensively down the stretch? What was working? What did you focus on to kind of shut them down in the last couple minutes?
Stop one of the best players, which is Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah. We knew we had to stop them in order to win, and we didn't do such a great job, but I think we tried our best, and I think that was what was really working.
Kamilla, most notably, you and Angel both combined for 26 rebounds. The Indiana Fever themselves only had 25. Got to feel pretty good out-rebounding an entire team. How did you and Angel get that done out there in the court today?
I think that's something we focus on. Angel, she's been always really good since college. Her game is translating really well, and I'm picking up on that too. I want to be a rebounder. I want to be able to make layups. So I think that's something we focus as a post player and forward.
Kamilla, you and Angel both said when you guys got drafted that you weren't trying to get out rebounded by anybody else in the league, and you guys have been great. And especially coming off your injury, you've really been picking it up on that. Both of you with a double-double tonight. Can you just talk about what the future holds for both of you and how you can continue to get better?
Yes, I'm so excited. I think our future is bright, and I'm just so proud of her and everything that she's doing out there.
Chris Penna, CHGO Sports. Angel, Kamilla, this question's for both of you. Nolissa Smith hit that particular celebration, and after the Fever went up 12, and then you went on a 16-5 run to close the game. How did that energize both of you and the team?
First. I don't really pay attention to that. We just was out there to play the game and win. I don't really care about whatever she did.
Any more for Kamilla?
Well, I just talk about the game that Angel had today and especially how she galvanized the team in the fourth quarter.
It was amazing, just like her energy. I feel like she brings a lot of energy for all of us. It rubs it off. So when she's playing really well, we tend to play really hard for her because of the energy that she brings for the team.
Any more for Kamilla? And last one from David.
Hi, Kamilla. Time and time again, you see Marina not be able to make those free throws in the end of the game there. How do you all as a team rally around her and keep her spirits up?
Show her love and support. It's basketball. You're never going to be amazing every day, so we just got to keep working on that. It's going to come.
Thank you, Kamilla. We'll go to questions for Angel.
Thank you, guys.
Great job, Mill.
Good job, Milla.
Get
my hair done.
Hello.
Hey, Angel. Just a ton of fans out today. We had Cheryl Swoops on one end of the court, Margaret Stender, the former or the Sky's first, CEO, president, Lil Durk, Jason Sudeikis. It was really a mixture of kind of the old and new.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what your thoughts are about today's crowd really exemplifying the Fever and the Sky being at the center of kind of the future of the WNBA, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's good for the game, good for women's basketball, but also good for women's sports. You see NBA players, rappers, legends that have played in the league for a long time come out and show support. So, everybody's watching right now. I think it's just one of the most important times right now. We just continue to keep putting on. I think both teams tonight did an amazing job putting on a show, and it was fun. I had a great time. I'm sure the other team had a great time. So I'm just happy we won tonight.
Hey, Coach.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful.
When you look at just what Angel has done in this, short rookie season so far and the efficiency that she's finally been able to have. Is this what you kind of saw out of her when you drafted her in April?
Absolutely. We talk about it all the time that she's an incredible rebounder. We knew that would translate over because that's a will and a want to and desire to get it done. We knew that would translate over, and the work that she's put in, to be efficient around the rim as we're moving forward in the season. She's put in a lot of work. She's played against some incredible post players already. So she's learned a lot of the how-tos. And that's why it's growing. That's why it's growing. She's understanding this level of play.
In the fourth quarter, you guys caused more turnovers in the fourth quarter than what the Fever had in the entire game up to that point. What was the defensive messaging that you wanted to get across heading into the final 10 minutes?
There were many things that we were trying to correct throughout the entire game that we worked on a lot because they're so efficient with their pick and roll. So we wanted to try to be better there. But in order to be better there, we had to turn it up defensively. We had to add a little bit more pressure defensively. And we just kind of made a few adjustments here and there, and it worked for us down the stretch.
What did you see as being the biggest difference in terms of that last question for Angel and you guys getting over that hump in terms of closing out a game?
Yeah, that's growth. That's something the coaching staff and I spoke about as soon as the game was over, is we're growing. We're growing because we talked about the composure, keeping a cool head in a hot game in this type of atmosphere, because it was truly electric, and we were absolutely amazed and just thankful for the turnout that came here to support us the way that they did. But it was about us being composed, really being composed and knowing that there are certain things that we could change to make it better.
And then again, when you look out into not necessarily that you were looking out at the fans, but again, we've got Cheryl Swoops here, Margaret Stenner, we've got all these new faces, new fans. How do you think that exemplifies what the Sky and Fever are really going to be as far as the future goes for the WNBA?
Well, we always talk about viewership. It's great to see that everyone's really have eyes upon us. It's really, really good to see, but they're enthused about women's basketball, not just this game, but they're enthused about women's basketball. And that's a big positive. And to look out where I'm looking at right now and to see the amount of people I see in here right now, this is big. This is big because obviously you all see something great in what we're doing as well.
Tie game, minute left. You draw up a post up for Angel. What were you looking for out of that possession? And what does it say about
you see? That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, and what's it say about your confidence in her 15 games into her career?
She was on a roll. It's a great question, but she was on a roll, and we knew that Nalissa was in a little bit of foul trouble. But I think people don't pay attention to what Lindsay Allen really does. She allowed it to really materialize. She really waited until Angel got the position that she wanted and then delivered, and then allowed Angel to go to work. So that was working hand in hand, but we wanted to punch it into Angel and let her go to work.
Angel spoke pregame about that connection with Kennedy that she has and that really has been building since they've starting together. How do you feel like that benefits this team, and what are parts of it that maybe we're not seeing that you're seeing as a coach that you hope to develop?
Yeah. Kennedy is outstanding. She's an outstanding guard. I'll say this, and I'll stand on this. She's one of the best guards, period. She's one of the best, period. And she's growing with her teammates and starting to understand what they do, because not only can she score the ball, but she's a willing passer. Whatever you ask Kenny to do, she gets it done without question, without hesitation, without reservation. She goes in, she gets it done. And that connection that they're all starting to have right now is the chemistry that we want to see. And they're growing in it. They're feeling comfortable in it, and they're becoming confident in it. And when you start to get that, you'll find something very special. As you can see, an 18-5 run down the stretch, it says a lot about them and how they come knowing where the ball should go and getting it there at the right time.
You've mentioned growth, and then also all the eyes that were on this game.
Yeah.
Is there a particular coaching point or message that you've been drilling in private that you saw come to fruition today in a way that you hadn't seen yet this season?
We're still drilling. We're still drilling. But for the most part, what we're asking, they're getting it done. They're getting it done. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be super correct all the time. But what you want to see is the effort and the energy to go get it done, and they're doing that. We can make the corrections on the little things that we have to correct. We'll do that. But for the most part, they're doing exactly what we ask them to do. And sometimes when there are a few turnovers, I'm okay with it because they're doing what we ask them to do, and we can correct those things down the stretch by watching film all the time.
You discussed early this season about how boxing out and defensive rebounds are a process. I think it was Angel and Kamilla, I think, out rebounded on defense the entire Indiana team. How nice is it to see that progression from them specifically off of the defensive glass?
Yeah, I think you all can remember as our season began, that was one of our major issues was, the glass. And we knew we needed to clean it up. But in rebounding, there's a process in the rebound. You can't just go and snatch the glass. Everyone is very, very talented in this league. So you have to use your gifts. You got to make sure that you stand fundamentally sound. And being fundamentally sound means you got to go put a body on somebody and then go snatch the glass. And we're getting so much better at it and of really recognizing how important that little detail is in boxing out and putting a body on somebody and then going to get it. It's paying off for us right now.
Teresa, when Angel takes over the game like the way that she was doing, what did you learn about yourself as a coach in that moment? Was it just kind of get her the ball and kind of get out of the way, or was it just trying to find different ways to get her the ball and kind of let her go to work?
Well, you want to be deceptive sometimes as well of where you're trying to get it to, but been a playmaker all my life, so you recognize where the momentum is, but you don't want it to be so obvious where the momentum is. You want it to move just a little bit to get it to that momentum, and she had it going, and we wanted to ride that. We wanted to ride it in the right way, not by just pounding, and then possibly turning it over, but we wanted to still do it in what we want to do and accomplish on the offensive side of the ball, and the ball found her.
Coach, Chris Penna with CHGO. You talked in October about taking over the city, and you've been a part of this league since it started, and you've seen where franchises, aren't around that were around when you were playing the game. Can you put into context a day like today when you had so many people out for this game, not only what that means for your mission, but for what it means for the future of this team in this league?
Yes. I'm a competitor. I'm somebody with a lot of juice. I carry the juice everywhere I go. So sometimes I don't pay attention to that juice coming out, but taking over, we don't want to take over. But what we want to do is complement the city. The city has some rich sports history. I had a chance to get on a little boat ride and take a look at the city a little bit, and I kind of chose the wrong day. It got cold on me, and I'm out on a boat ride, so that was my little Chicago experience. But what I did experience during that day is to see buildings that were built 60 years apart, and they were still looking alike. And in my mind, when I saw that there was no competition, that it was complementing the building. And that right there sealed the deal of what I wanted this team to do, is to complement this rich history here in Chicago. Some great history. And all we want to do is complement. We don't want to compete against it. We want to complement and be a part of it.
Hey, Coach, speaking of complimenting, when you look at both Angel and Kamilla, I mean, they really do feed so well off each other. And today obviously spoke for itself. Just wondering if you could just speak to the tandem that they've been able to develop in this short period of time with both of them being in the starting rotation.
They know each other very well. They played against each other, they competed against one another, but they know each other really well. And with Angel having the ability to put it on the floor and get to the rim, kind of pull her out a little bit and allow Kamilla just to dominate the paint. And now Kamilla can do the very same. Kamilla can step up, put the ball on the floor, get to the rim, and then we allow Angel to dominate the paint. And then it allows our perimeter game to really go off, be able to do what they want to do, because there's a lot of spacing with the dominance in the paint. So they're learning one another really, really well, and they know what each other want. They know how to get it there, and they're looking for one another. That makes a difference. Sometimes you don't look for it, and when you don't look for it, it's because you don't recognize it and you don't understand it. But they understand each other very well, so they're looking for one another, and they want each other to be successful. Every one of these players on this team, they want each one to be successful. They celebrate one another, and that's a beautiful thing to be a part of as a head coach.
Coach, one starter we did not mention tonight was Marina Mabry. She didn't have the best night shooting, but it's clear that she still has a presence on the floor in terms of vocal leader. She's directing traffic, getting the ladies fired up and needing to go where they need to go. Can you speak to what she provides outside of a box score other than her normal offensive prowess?
Yeah, don't even take a look at that. Marina is a warrior. Marina is a competitor. Nobody's harder on Marina than Marina. And Marina played a hell of a game. You might look at this stat sheet and see that the ball didn't fall for her. But you look at the other things that she did. Look at the other things that she did on the defensive side of the ball. Look at the other things. The smallest things that people don't really pay attention to is the leadership piece, bringing everybody together, constantly communicating on what we want to do and how we need to do it. Those things are huge. But everybody's going to talk about the free throws, missing the free throws. Nobody knows better than Marina. Nobody knows better Marina. We don't need to talk to Marina. Marina knows what she has to do. Marina is a hell of a competitor. And Marina helped us win this game as well.
Hi, I'm Maya from Southside Weekly. I just remember watching you as a little kid. My dad took me to games.
What you trying to say about my age now?
Oh,
man, you just
I'm trying to
talked
say
me.
that you're still here living another basketball life. And like, I wonder, how does it feel? And is there anything like this in your career as a player or coach that this feels like? And what do you bring with you from like the start of the league, that comes through to now? I know we're talking about a lot of new stuff, but like, what are you feeling? What is there? What fuels you?
This is a hell of a question that I have not been asked. And it means a lot to me for you to ask that question. Because when you experience something in life, this is the way I feel. When you experience something in life, and as much as I've experienced in the game of basketball, the beautiful part of it for me is to give back. You don't experience things to keep. You experience it to give it back. And it's emotional for me sometimes when I think about it, because a group of young women, they're under my leadership, and it's my duty, and I love my duty, and I love my challenge, is to make sure that they are the best version of themselves, that they live the life that they want to live of this game of basketball, but most importantly, what they do off the floor. It's not all about the X's and O's for me. It's about the relationship with them. It's a relationship with them, the lines that won't be crossed. There's expectations. On those expectations, there's a demand, and they understand that. And this is the beautiful part for me, is to be able to help influence their lives to be greater, even in the game of basketball. I appreciate your question, because I do deal with that a lot. Those emotions of being able to do this. I'm thankful and I'm grateful to have this opportunity. I take nothing for granted. I take absolutely nothing for granted. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all so much. I better see all these faces again. Harvey, I appreciate you. That's love right there. You got my back. See, you ain't leaving me. Don't leave me, Harvey. I got you, coach. Appreciate you guys so much.